Severe storms rumbled through the night and right on into this early morning on Friday. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Jeff Morrow, and this is First Outlook. A powerful storm system rumbled through Colorado and Wyoming late Thursday. A reported tornado caused damage like this in the town of Windsor. A lot of homes were destroyed. At least one person died in the storm. Let's see where the severe weather was yesterday. Again, it was widespread across parts of southeast Wyoming, northeast Colorado, and on into western areas of the states of Nebraska and Kansas. In fact, at one point, the Storm Prediction Center had a high risk of severe weather, and you can see why with all these tornadoes. Well over 40 tornadoes reported, and your eyes are not deceiving you. In the bottom left-hand part of your screen there, at least 2 tornado reports confirmed in Southern California and Riverside County, and they did do some damage. Lots of hail and wind damage thrown in here as well. So where is the severe weather threat as we head through today? It's in pretty much the same area from Nebraska on up into parts of South Dakota, maybe even throwing back into Wyoming again. Remember Laramie and Cheyenne having to deal with that yesterday. Could see it again today, all the way over into Kansas. We might extend that a little bit farther east as it is this morning in toward Topeka and Kansas City and down into Oklahoma. In fact, let's go ahead and show you what we're talking about as far as severe weather currently. And we have a tornado watch right there in the middle of your screen. This watch out until 5 a.m. local time, Central Daylight Time. 2 main clusters here, one to the north. Let's start our tour, though, as we head a little bit farther to the south. Well, actually, we're going to go into the northern one first. There you can see a line of storms extending from near Omaha, southeast of Lincoln now, and then extending all the way down toward Concordia, Kansas, approaching the Manhattan area right along the Nebraska and Kansas border. Headed eastbound, some heavy downpours and definitely some very strong gusty winds and lots of hail are likely. And another big cluster, this is the southern cluster. Looks like a big cluster there just north of East Oklahoma City. It's kind of fizzled out as it approached Tulsa. But another big line moving over toward Pittsburgh, Kansas, and then back toward Arkansas City, southwest of Wichita. We'll watch those storms. We do have some severe thunderstorm warnings out on some of those storms as we head on through the morning hours. So it is kind of a nasty morning here. And if that weren't bad enough, another major city, St. Louis, actually has a line of storms moving in here. You can see it's the radar showing it backing up a little bit. That's not really happening. They're generally moving off to the northeast. There was some heavy rain there at the Spirit of St. Louis Airport a little bit earlier. That's now moving up toward Alton, Illinois, and right on up along the Mississippi River. So I think most of this will be out of the St. Louis area by the rush hour, but some folks may be getting woken up a little bit early there, that's for sure. Then we follow the throw of moisture right out through South Dakota and back here into Montana. A very cool to even chilly rain falling from Rapid City to Miles City. And then as you head back up into the mountains, it is snow. Snow west of Great Falls, snow near Missoula and Butte. And it'll be snowing down around the Yellowstone Park area once again. We had some amazing snow totals, particularly in the southwest. There was snow even around Flagstaff. In fact, there's snow there this morning. Some heavier rain just south of Phoenix, and Casa Grande getting some rain this morning. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a wet drive there. So let's talk a little bit more about how wild the weather has been here in the west. Talk about snow. Snowbird, Utah, 17 inches worth. 17 inches here at the end of May. They could reopen Snowbird if they wanted to. In the same canyon, a little bit farther up, Alta picked up 11, and Mammoth Mountain got 7 inches. That's almost unheard of to get it here late in May. And then Flagstaff even getting a trace, and there was some snow up on particularly the north rim, but maybe snowing even on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. If that weren't enough, there was heavy rain. In fact, Southern California got everything. There was some snow in the mountains of Southern California, which is amazing enough. Heavy flooding rain. We are getting out of the rainy season, so to get this kind of rain in late May is very unusual. Upwards of 2 to 3 inches of rain. There were some reports of some mudslides. It was a mess. Now, again, you can see that there is the threat of severe weather once again, where you see the red shading from southeast Wyoming right on out into Nebraska, parts of Kansas. Does that look familiar? That's pretty much exactly where we saw it during the day yesterday. Well, May is the most active month for tornadoes, and this May has sure lived up to that reputation. So what are the odds that you might come in contact with one of May's tornadoes? This Tornado Minute report has the answer.
odds of being impacted by a tornado are probably higher than winning the lottery, but not by much. And that varies by location.
If you spend an 80-year lifetime in Oklahoma, there may be about a 4% chance that you'll be struck, almost guaranteed to see one, because visibilities are good and there's a lot of tornadoes around for you to see on the horizon. If you're in New England or the Pacific Northwest, the chances of seeing or being hit by a tornado are less than 1% in your lifetime.
It's also about once in every 1,000 years or more that a twister will hit any particular square mile of land. And the old adage that tornadoes don't hit cities just isn't true. Cities are just as vulnerable. In fact, the Oklahoma City metro area has been hit by more than 100 twisters, the most tornadoes in any city.
Oh my God! And again, over 40 twisters reported yesterday, even 2 in Southern California. We'll see more in the plains today as far as severe weather. We'll have that right after your local on the 8th.
Need a new grill? Lowe's has new lower prices all over the store. So come to Lowe's this Memorial Day weekend and save now on grills and patio sets. Lowe's, let's build something together. Use your Lowe's consumer card and pay nothing for 12 months on any purchase of $299 or more.
Well, bottled water has become a billion-dollar business. Everybody knows that water is good for you, but is it drinking out of a plastic bottle really better for you? What about that environmental impact? Climate expert Dr. Heidi Cullen has this forecast Earth brief.
I am diametrically opposed to these.
It may be convenient, but bottled water is no healthier than the tap. In fact, about 25% of it is reprocessed municipal water.
Plus, you want to talk about an environmental disaster? Bottled water is a horrible thing for the country, because with bottled water, you have the packaging of it, the transporting of it, the delivering from the store to your home, and then you have all the plastic bottles that end up in landfills.
90% of those bottles are not recycled. And then, when you consider the cost...
Do you know that if you drink only tap water all year long, that over the entire course of the year, the cost for that water for you will be under $1?
And if taste is an issue, it's still cheaper to buy a filter, like this one, for example, and use refillable containers.
Now it's as good as any bottled water, except almost free.
All right, time now for a look at the forecast nationwide as far as travel is concerned. If you're traveling out here into the plains, whether you're flying this morning into places like Kansas City or perhaps a little bit later on down into Tulsa or Oklahoma City, St. Louis this morning, Omaha I mentioned, and Lincoln, Nebraska getting some rain. Those are some of the cities that are getting affected early this morning. Now later on, we're going to see more thunderstorms flare up again in this same area. We have a tornado watch out this morning for parts of Kansas into Oklahoma. That's out until 5 a.m. local time. Then if you're traveling up here along 94, perhaps all the way up in across Montana, and if you're crossing some of the higher passes, yeah, you're going to be looking at snow. It's a chilly rain across much of Big Sky country and even down into the Black Hills. In the southwest Southern California, you got